Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If in case you're new here, my name is Amy and this is my creativity channel. Usually I'm creating cards, sometimes it's other crafts because I like to create things. So recently I had a family member reach out to me and I knew that she and I both share the love of crafting, and she told me that she was putting her house on the market and so she was going to destash a bunch of her stuff, and she's like, "Can I send it to you?" I said, "Sure, of course, I love goodies." And so, and a couple days later, two boxes of stuff showed up at my house. I was not expecting this much stuff. And some of this stuff I have not seen in a very, very long time. Like, I just haven't seen it at the store or anything. So it was really cool to go through the things that she cherished at one point and then decided to pass on to me so that I could get some use out of them. And there were several items that right off the bat from these packages that I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I can't wait to use them. Some of them are going to take a little bit more creativity. Um, there's paintbrushes. Always can use some more paintbrushes, especially having kids. Um, but yeah, there was lots of stuff in the boxes that I was super excited to see and try out because a lot of it was stuff that was not my normal type of things I would choose for myself. And we recently did get a cat. So the cat stamps, which the cat was unexpected, but the cat stamps are going to come in handy, I'm sure, to make cute cat related things. And who doesn't love cat cards, anyways, even if you don't have a cat? So, yes, on our cat subject, we recently did get a cat. He was 3 weeks old when we got him. We found him in our driveway all by himself, which anyone who knows anything about kittens, they should not be all by themselves when they are 3 weeks old. So we took him to the vet and got him all checked out. They said he was healthy. And we started bottle feeding him. Well, syringe feeding him. And he is getting pretty big now. He's almost 6 weeks old now. And he's very energetic. I've never had a kitten before, so this is new territory for me. But yeah, his name is Sonic. My kids named him Sonic, and they absolutely love the kitten. Um, so yeah, I hope you're enjoying looking through all these goodies, which I filmed this footage a while ago, and so it's kind of like refresher for me too because I haven't really looked at most of this footage for a while. But it is fun because who loves Brads and stuff? I have a whole bunch in my stash already, and I've been trying to incorporate them a little more now because what's old is new again, right? Stencils are always fun. Some of these are more geared towards scrapbooking, which I would like to get back into scrapbooking because, I have little kids and stuff, and I'm sure they would love it too. But for the moment, card making is taking precedence because I just feel like it's easier to feel a sense of accomplishment with card making. I like those. Those are really cool banner things. Those are not dies, those are just paper. This is pretty cool. I actually took a class in that Honey Pop stuff a long time ago. That's a pretty cool stamp. I'll have to make something with that and send it to my family member because she is, adventurous and stuff, and I'm sure she would love that to get a card made out of the goodies that she sent me. But there were lots and lots of wood mount stamps, and if I choose to keep most of these wood mount stamps, I probably will unmount a lot of them, and I will make a video on the unmounting process because I know that I've seen in a lot of the craft video or the craft YouTube pages I'm in, there are people that ask questions about it, and I did the majority of mine about 4 years ago. So, and I'm still using them all. It makes it so much easier with a stamp positioning tool like a MISTI, to be able to use that and not feel intimidated by oopsies if you're using it that way, which I really am glad that I did because when we moved, it took up way less space for all my stamps and stuff, and I was able to pass on the packaging from my other stamps, and so that was cool. But yeah, a lot of these stamps are going to test my creativity because they're just not things that I would choose normally for myself. More embellishments. Love embellishments. All right, and then if you stick with me, here's some of the things that I, like for sure, right off the bat, thought I could use, and they wouldn't be too challenging for my creativity. So yeah, a lot of these things, I guarantee you most of these things are already retired because she's been crafting for a long time. But there's the kitty stamp that I love so much. This background stamp is beautiful, and I feel like it's different than most background stamps because the flowers are inlaid as opposed to being the part that's out. So yeah, that'll be cool to try out. And then this one definitely is outside my wheelhouse, but I'm looking forward to giving it a shot and seeing what I can create with it. It might take an entirely different form than it is on the stamp there, but who knows? But here's the cards that I created. So this one, I didn't show doing it because I lost the footage, but basically all I did was stamp it on a piece of white paper and color the rainbow in with my Sharpies because I don't have Copics. And then these little die cut squares, I took a background that I already had with the Altenew circle quilt die. I'd already done that, it was in my stash. And then I just took some of those. They were kind of like all in complementary colors, I felt like, because they were all pastel-ish. Pastel-ish, is that a word? I don't even know. But I just kind of laid them out and saw how I liked them. And that, for me, that's so much fun with creativity, to just see what you feel like looks good, because, because it's homemade, chances are you're not going to see anything else like it again after you make what you make, because even if you try to replicate the same card you just made, chances are it won't be the same. But yeah, so I really liked those three colors on the blue background. And it's hard to see in the video, but I took the Altenew circle quilt die and I embossed it onto that piece of blue cardstock. So it's not die cut, it's just embossed in there. So you just see a little bit of the texture. And I will stick a photo in the video here at the very end to show you what the cards look like finished. And hopefully the texture will show up a little bit more in that picture. But yeah, for some reason it took me way too long to arrange these how I wanted them and then glue them down. I will say this little glue bottle with the fine tip, freaking lifesaver. I love that thing. It's like makes life so much easier, and it's easy to do like very detailed stuff with it. The only thing is that I need to do something about the lid situation, because the lid, I'm always losing it because it broke off. The little plastic lid, it broke off, and I'm always misplacing it. And of course, if you don't put the lid back on, the glue is going to dry out super fast. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's taking me so long to glue these down. I don't know what I was doing here. I feel like I was like very indecisive or something, because it's just pre-made squares. I should have been able to glue these quicker. But I will say that I didn't know how much I would really appreciate the Make Art Station, and I really do use it like every single time that I create, because it just helps everything stay in place, gluing layers together, assembling your final card project. It just really is helpful. And the magnets having that like rubbery, not real rubbery, I guess it's foam, the foam on there, that's also helpful, because then if there is any glue that squirts out from underneath your project, it doesn't stick to it like it would stick to a metal magnet and rip your project up. So that's pretty cool. And then here I am going through my stash of sentiments, looking for something that I think would go with the card that I made. I don't know how that works in my brain, but then I found this one all ready to go. And Just a Note is actually one of my favorite sentiments to put on a card, because then you can just write what you want on the inside, and it's kind of like nondescript. Then you could say just a note on your birthday or whatever, or just send it to someone just because you're thinking about them. So yeah, I really like that. And I'm going to pop that up on foam dots here. Those 3D foam squares are pretty cool, and I do like the way that they dispense from the box. My mom actually got those for me for Christmas, and I really like them. She got me white and black. I really only needed black ones, but I use the white ones all the time. So, for some reason, I struggle super hard getting the backing off of them, though. It's probably a user error, because they're really nice adhesive foam dots. And then I'm going to take this to my little guillotine paper trimmer and trim the corners off of all those squares. And then we will have our finished project after I finally chop those squares off. For some reason, this is also taking me a really long time. And presto, it's done. Yay, I love it. Cutting the corners off the squares just makes it look very finalized, and I really like it. I like how the sentiment fit on there, and I give it 100%. 10 out of 10. And now we're going to glue the card panel onto the card base that I chose. I chose a craft card base because I put it on a white and I felt like it was just too pale then. Yeah, you got to make sure you're putting the card base the right way so it doesn't open upside down. Good catch on my part there. And if the card panel pops over the edge of the card base a little bit, like if your measurements are off or anything, I just trim it. Like I just stick it in my guillotine trimmer and just trim it a teeny tiny bit. I think I did have to do that on this one, but I did not include it in the editing. But once again, here's the package of little squares that I got. I would use die cut squares if I did this again. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.